Top of the morning. Welcome to each and everyone joining us. I see people are knitting and going crazy. That's what we hear. That's why we hear to genit het met Tracey Lange. And my name is Vicki. I see a lot of familiar faces, people that have joined us, and this special occasion, we would have loved to be with you guys all physically, but now we are here and we'll make the best out of it. So guys, you are in for a treat this morning. I'm sure you guys can all hear me. I know we're always in these Zoom meetings week in, day out. Just give me a little wave if you can hear me. Yes, excitement is building up, and warm up those fingers. Van ons gaan vanoggend knit soos dat die stof staan. Behoorlik. We're gonna like the stof. Jy sê ooster, die wind gaan waai. That's how we're gonna knit this morning. Ladies and gents, just welcome, and a special welcome to each and every one of you. As we mentioned, this is for a wonderful cause. Tracey and I, we've been knit together for the last 3 years, starting at KFM, now working in TV together. So it's really a special occasion to be part of all of this and knitting with you guys in a time when our country is facing a lot. We are looking, and a wonderful initiative by Tracey to knit us all together as South Africans and for a bigger purpose and something so amazing. So my role this morning, guys, as I've mentioned, I'm Vicki. I'll be interacting with you guys in the chat site here. We all know how to chat. I think all of you guys are experts these days at Zoom meetings and doing these things. So you can send hearts, you can be happy, you can clap hands. I know you can use emojis. And please, your interaction, I will be chatting in the corner. We'll be setting up some amazing guests. I don't know if you've been following our socials, but we have some phenomenal guests that's going to be joining us this morning. Just for your own note as well, if you want the best possible experience in the Zoom meeting or in this webinar, you click on in the right-hand corner, you'll see the view icon. And if you click on that view icon, choose the speaker view, and then it's going to be just you're going to have the best experience possible. It's going to be like a TV production. I can promise you that much. As you can see, there's also a light that sometimes shines on top of me. That's me just bringing the light to this wonderful webinar today. So we're going to have a fantastic time. I mean, we've got guests lined up. We've got the likes of Marc, Lottering, Ingrid Jones, Dean Smith, Vicki Sampson's also joining us. Lee Cole might be singing a song or two for us as well. So, I mean, it's really a day of knitting and having fun. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, and I want you to give a round of applause in the comment section. You can show us the round of applause. I want to introduce the lady of the moment, the pioneer, the person that is leading us in this knitting experience, in Knitting for South Africa. Let's make some noise. Let's stand to our feet. Let's clap hands in the comment section for Tracey Lange. Woo! 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 Woo!
I'm just waiting for them to switch on my video on my side, but I think many of you can hear me in the meantime. Okay, here we go. And we can now start the video. How's it? Welcome. Oh my goodness. I think I have never ever been part of an incredibly active webinar like this, a Zoom meeting where everyone is sitting busy with their hands, very, very busy. Ek hou verskriklik baie daarvan. Eerstens baie dankie Riekie Schroeder, and thank you to all of you for tuning in again, for heeding the call. Just very quickly, who of you started this journey last year with me in the 2020 lockdown? This journey of knitted. If it was you, let's wave our scarves or whatever we are knitting so we can see who it is. Yes, we've got a few people over here. I can see you showing me, yes, that you definitely were one of those people that started knitting with me last year. So just very quickly, a brief overview of how this started. Last year, when we heard that we are going to be going into a hard lockdown, I spoke to so many of my friends, I spoke to colleagues, and everyone was quite concerned with what was happening. I'm in an industry where, of course, if you are not working, there often isn't much else happening. You have to wait to be able to go and shoot. You have to go out to go and shoot things and actually make radio and all of the rest. So I spoke to so many of my colleagues and I spoke to many actors and actresses. And it was while I was speaking to my makeup artist and stylist that she said to me, Tracey, I know that we are all incredibly stressed and we're very worried about what's going to happen. But often it's important to keep yourself busy. And now we actually have the time to make something for others. I looked at it and I said to her, you know what, I've been wanting to knit for a very long time, and I hear it's got very good and healthy benefits as well. I immediately ran out to a retail store. I managed to get my hand on some yarn, and I bought, I think, 12 knitting needles. Okay, 12 pairs of knitting needles. And I said, whoever I bump into, I'm giving them a set of knitting needles, whether they can knit or not. But here was the other thing that was nice about it. I also knew that if people couldn't get their hands on knitting needles, they could possibly use something they find at home. And many people ended up sending pictures of their, what do you call it, the chopsticks, you know, that you find with your sushi. And they were like, listen, I didn't get out in time for knitting needles. I'm using my chopsticks. Many other people used wooden spoons, used the sides of the wooden spoon, saying, Tracey, I'm doing whatever I can to knit. Of course, on day one of the lockdown, I went live on Facebook and Instagram just to show people that I am useless. I have no idea how to do it. I'd forgotten how to knit. The last time I had knitted, I was 13 years old. Now, 13 years old is now for me, 13, so it's 23 years ago. 23 years ago had been the last time I had knitted. And I thought to myself, okay, I am going to ask for the help of people on Facebook and Instagram. People had a laugh. They rolled around laughing at me, laughing at the fact that I had many holes in my first scarf. I believed that it was to let in air, okay? But I loved the fact that at the time when people were laughing along with me, they all said, Tracey, I'm going to start knitting as well. And that is what they did. Very soon it became something so much bigger. And everyone said, Tracey, I've knitted a scarf. I'm knitting even more. I feel better while I'm sitting and knitting. And while I'm knitting, I also can't eat because my hands are busy, because that was the problem while we were in lockdown, right? We were sitting there and we were knitting. We're just eating as well. So cool. It kept you away from the kitchen. It kept your hands occupied. And that was one way to do it. So it really turned out very well. And people just kept saying, listen, let's keep doing more of this. People made sure that they could send many of these scarves to us. The scarves ended up reaching us at the end, I think at the end of level 4 lockdown. And people said, we'd like you to hand it over to so many others. Hi, I like this. I like seeing you all. Yes, please shake your scarves. When you see yourself on the screen, it would be nice to see that. And the next thing I know, we ended up handing over almost 1,000 scarves on Tis and Ons to an organization that took care of the seniors in our communities. And from there, it just kept growing. This year, I had this wonderful small business in Somerset West, my hometown, contacting me and saying, Tracey, we have miles and miles of yarn. We know you can knit. You know people that can knit. Please help us get the yarn to so many different people so that we can actually get more people to knit and assist people in need. And that was Moya Yarn. The next thing you know, we were handing out the miles and miles of yarn, and here we are. So thank you very much to all of you who also signed up. We had over 600 people signing up to knit. So we're going to have many, many scarves, many beanies. Many of them have reached me already. Thank you very much. And of course, we will tell you where you can hand over those scarves and drop off the scarves and beanies towards the end of July. But for now, today is going to be exciting. Ricky Schroeder mentioned earlier on that we have fantastic guests joining us. We also have wonderful actors as well joining in as guests. I like that. It's fantastic. You can shake your scarf at us, Hunter. I like it. Arends vleis en mense is ook ingeskakel. Dis my absoluut lieflik en mense van oral oor. Don't forget, you can communicate with us on the side, on the chat side, to let us know where you are from. And I love it. A lot of men knitting too. It is absolutely fantastic. Wayne Turner tuned in too. It is fantastic to see you all. Now, of course, it is going to be a very, very busy day. And that means I can't take care of everything myself. That is why I invited a wonderful person to join me as well. Now, many people from Somerset West often thank me and say, Tracey, thank you for making sure people know about Somerset West, and thank you for putting us on the map. The truth is, I didn't put Somerset West on the map, okay? There was one person who did. I worked with him many years ago. We worked together, and what he loved to do, he used to love making fun of me for being from Somerset West. Every day while we were on air, you would say, listen here, oh, yeah, shame, Tracey, how far did you have to drive to come to work? And his name is Carl Wastie. He's from the Flash Drive on KFM 94.5, and he joins us too.
Why must you bring up the old stories, man? That's such an old story. Why would you bring that up? The thing is, if you think... Well, the thing is, you and I were working a breakfast show at the time, and I was really worried about you because if you had to get from Somerset West to where we were working, Sea Point, it means that you had to leave at 2 a.m. And it was worrying me that you were getting sleep. So that's why Somerset West is on the map. It's one of those things. It's lovely. But thank you for inviting me. I am enjoying, I know that, look here, Tracey, Tracey, thanks for doing that for me, because this is like my first time knitting ever. En my Afrikaans is 'n bietjie sleg, maar jy het my eerste steek gegee, nee? Is dit nie? Jammer, my Afrikaans is 'n bietjie sleg. Sê is dit stitch?
Ja, let's go, ja.
Ek probeer, man.
Jy probeer, jy doen baie goed, meneer. Baie goed. Dis jou eerste paar steke het ek vir jou gegee.
Baie dankie, because we worked together for a long time. Anyway, it's going to be lovely to actually see every single individual over here joining in. Obviously, we're here for our 67 minutes, and it's such a beautiful weekend, and I'm so honored to be here. I think this is when I heard about this campaign, and I said like, yo, genit met Tracey Lange. I was like, this is beautiful. I actually thought that it would be with a sewing machine, but that I will not translate into Afrikaans. Anyway, but it was fantastic because I know that the needles are beautiful. I'm enjoying myself. I'm putting them all together. I hope that every single person over here got their goodie bag, because in your goodie bag, you would have found something that Tracey didn't mention to you. Now, while we got our lovely knitting needles and our yarn, we also got a fidget spinner. Now, let me just tell you, the fidget spinner in the knitting process is vitally important. Now, if you lose, let me just explain. If you lose your bolletjie, right, the fidget spinner is where it comes into play. Because what you do is you take this part of the string over here, okay? Then you put it through the fidget spinner, because that's why it was in the bag, I'm assuming, Tracey, because this is your bag that they filled. So obviously everything has a purpose here. So let's go. So you tie the yarn into the fidget spinner like such. That is your first steek. Then you go to a second one, which is a knot. So there's a steek and a knot here. And then you put it together like this. Now we've got that locked in. So now what you do is, oh my word, my bolletjie of yarn fell out. What are we going to do? Look there. See how the thing turns in here? And you get another bolletjie from the fidget spinner. Look there. See that bolletjie there? Look at that. Perfect. Thank you, man. You thought about everything, Tracey. I'm so proud of you. Like it's just, I saw it in there. I had to mention the fidget spinner. Like, wow. Even though it's not 2017 anymore, it's still fine that you added it. I mean, it's a bit of a throwback. Thank you, man. So clever.
You're so welcome. Anytime, just for you.
But just to make sure that I mean, I know this is going to be a lovely session. I see everybody on screen at the moment, and I just would like to acknowledge a few people just on the basis of them and the look and feel. I know that there are so many individuals. There's actually somebody who's been waving at you, and I want to acknowledge this person, because every time you say, wave at me, this person waves with ferocity. And it's Patricia Walker. Can I just say, Patricia, I love you for your energy. When people said wave, you went, I love you. No, you know I love you. We go way back, Patricia, further back than Tracey. So, Patricia, I can see you there. You were doing this. Yes. And I just want to say, like, it's amazing to see you. Hi, Patricia.
Hello, Patricia. And a kiss she sends as well.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
So good. Thank you. And thank you for joining us today.
I'm so glad to be here. This is really great, honestly. Really, really great.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. Love it, Carl Wastie.
And what are we doing? What are we knitting?
I'm knitting a scarf.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We want to donate these things as well. So thank you for being here, and also for waving with such energy. We appreciate you, Patricia. Thank you.
I've got quite a few that's finished already.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
I feel like you bought those. That's so
no,
well
I
made.
didn't.
Okay.
And see these are with the Moya Yarn.
I'm gonna try my best to get that level when I get there. I also see Neville Goliath on the side there. This person, I feel like that person's knitting themselves into like the whole blanket. Like they have to donate themselves to the cause for Madiba Day. You can see that. If you see on your, look at that. Look.
Ooh, I like that a lot. Carl, you know what was interesting? You know, today's Flow Joke Friday, and someone sent a joke earlier on saying, yeah, you were trying to be clever when they told you to buy a gown. You bought a blanket, and now you walk all over the house looking like Batman.
I love that one. You know what's going to happen? You know what happens with Flow Jokes, Tracey? Is that you don't laugh immediately. But then you find yourself at the next bride telling the same joke to somebody else with the same response, like it's going to work better the second time around. It never does. It never. But you know what I think? Where there's a wool, there's a way, Tracey Lange.
Oh, wow.
Hello,
just letting you know.
Wow.
But thank you. I'm here all 67 minutes. Okay, so another thing I want to just mention, if you don't mind, I know that some people like Nicole Petersen has got her best picture on, but I do want to see the video coming through. I can see you, Nicole, but I can't see you, but I can see the picture that looks like you're on top of Table Mountain. Looks gorgeous, but I would like to suggest that you keep your camera on. No idle hands. I want everybody to get knitting. I have my first few things and I'm continuing, and I want to make sure that we're doing this because I think that where I see this going, Tracey, is I see this becoming like a Guinness World Record for most people knitting at the same time. And
absolutely.
And it starts with this. It starts with people who are motivated to join you. And it's just a testament to who you are, Tracey. For me personally, if you ask me like, you know, to jump, I'll ask you off where. That's how tight you and I are.
Yeah, we are.
You know what I'm saying? And I can see everybody feels the same way about you. And this is why we love your show. We love you on TV. And we love this concept because we're doing this together. And as Ricky so eloquently mentioned earlier, we are showing unity. We are knitting each other from different walks of life, cultures, creeds. We are here together. So I just like to say it's an honor to be here. I will be asking what everybody else is knitting as we go around. But for now, thank you so much. And I know we got Ingrid Jones here, who is wearing the best camo jersey I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, fantastic. I like that. Mrs. Jones, our first guest for today. We will get her live in just a couple of seconds. Just remember that the session is being recorded and we will be sharing it on YouTube this coming Sunday as part of Mandela Day, as Carl is focusing hard there, making sure that he's getting
Leave
his
me.
stitches. So don't forget, just make sure your cameras are switched on. It's going to be so, so good. Mrs. Ingrid Jones, welcome today. And thank you so much for knitting along with us. Mrs. Jones, I'm very pleased that you made the time. I know Carl Wastie was just making fun of my flow jokes, but I know you are a huge fan of my jokes.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. I've actually written there, Carl, if you can, I cannot anymore. Every Friday, I'm like, can this girl's picture not come up with another flow joke on my screen? Want ek kan nie, man. Ek probeer lag, maar ek kan nie. It is too much. The same with this one. I can't win.
But despite that, you always make sure that you are tuned in and having a very lacquer conversation with me. So that is always fantastic, Mrs. Jones. And I like the fact that you are sitting there with your fantastic camo jacket, matching glasses, and your daughter's joining you, knitting.
Listen, she asked me when you, anyway, Carl, let me just also bring you into the picture because I think I've got a couple of lines more than you do. But I think Tracey's cheating us, ne? Tracey gave me the thinnest wool on the face of the planet so that my scarf can only be finished next year for Mandela Day. I've been knitting since she was here to drop off the wool. And when I saw I have called in the troops, like my daughter, what are you doing, Carl?
She gave me the same thing, Ingrid. I want to show solidarity because I think she gave me the small bolas and I thought she'd give me the big bola. I had to go and fetch a bola from somebody else because I think she's trying to sabotage us. I'm serious.
I promise you, I'm with you on this one. So then my daughter asked me, Mom, where did you learn to knit? So it would be interesting to hear from people where they've learned to knit because I learned to knit in school. They were 55,000 years ago. And that teacher actually put me out of the class to say, maybe you can go and sit in the library because you are of no help to anyone. But anyway, so I can actually knit and I can crochet. So with this thin wool, anyway, so coming back to what my daughter said, so I see she was like struggling, as you can see right over here with knitting. Because nowadays children they're not taught these skills in school. Yeah. So I asked her, like, where did you learn to knit like this? Because who leaves because you need to like keep the pen as if you're eating sushi. And then with the other finger, you need to wrap it around your finger, the wool. Look at this. Like, they've got no spatial skills, these children. How do you do that? I actually can't. I think she's going to be ready for 2025 with this scarf. But yeah, so it is a skill. Saskia, what are you doing? You've cheated. You probably started last year. So now, see, your scarf is the longest. Like,
yes,
legit.
Okay, Saskia, show us your scarf there.
Cheating.
Sure. Yeah.
No.
I haven't knitted since standard 5. I'm not gonna say how many years ago, decades ago that was, but I'm doing well. My teacher taught me well.
I like.
You also
Well
taught his
done. Well done. See, Mrs. Jones misses nothing. You see that she notices everyone. She sees what you're doing everywhere and she'll call you on it very quickly because she's going to go, listen here, what are you doing? How are you knitting? Why are you knitting like that? So this is very, very cool.
But Mrs. Tracey, did you see, Carl, if you're watching and not under your table, Saskia
I'm
got
right
thicker
here.
wool. Saskia got thicker wool than us. What's that?
I bought
Yeah,
my
but
own wool, guys.
Yeah,
What?
you see now.
I bought my
You see?
own wool.
See,
I
you
didn't
were-
wait for the presents from Tracey. Tracey said, we're knitting. I went to the haberdashery, got my wool.
By the
So
way,
you
if you
see-
use words like use words like haberdashery, have you registered to get your vaccine?
I have.
I'm just asking for a friend. Okay, cool.
I'm not ashamed to be in that WhatsApp group.
Not at all. Listen here, none of us are. None of us are ashamed to be in that group. Mrs. Jones, thank you very much for knitting along today. We're going to move on to our next guest. He is an incredible artist. I'm sure you've heard him. He's been taking over all the top 40 charts, especially here at KFM, or other charts on radio as well, since 2020. And 2020 was a tough year for many people, but for Carl Wastie, I've got no words. But for our next guest, trust me, it seems that 2020 was a pretty successful year. Let us welcome, let's wave our wools for Liko.
Hey, what's happening, guys? It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
So good to have you along, and I like the new hair, hey?
Yeah, it's a new time for me. I've never done it before. I had virgin hair up to this point. But yeah, this is how it is for now. The goal is to go platinum blonde, but it's not there yet. We're going to do it in stages.
Okay, bit by bit, because I saw the video that you shared of your dad. What did he say when he saw it? Don't say the
Yeah.
bad word that he said. Not
There
the
were
bad
many
word.
bad words that were mentioned. I can't mention them here, but he was safe to say he did not approve. I might be sleeping outside of my house tonight, but that's okay. We keep going forward. That's all that matters.
Now listen, Liko, we've decided not to have you knit because you are actually going to be performing a song for us, and you've brought your guitar along because that's what you're going to do.
100%. And yeah, I can't knit to save my life. I've got 2 left hands, like they say. So instead, I will be singing. It's a bit bright here. Let me just quickly turn this. And this is my song, Honey, Let Me In. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Oh, we love this song. Many people love this, so we are definitely going to enjoy it.
Amazing, amazing. Can you guys hear my guitar, right?
Yes, good.
Is that fine? Okay, cool. Here we go. I know if you stay, baby, you and I will run the highway and go slow. I'll wait. These walls around you ask me to say, honey, won't you stay? Won't you let me in? I can feel the fire burning underneath your skin. Hold you like a rose, compliment your sin. I just wanna fall in love with you, maybe. Honey, won't you stay? Stay. Honey, won't you relax? Palm trees, driving through the night past the city. Hey, oh, don't look back. Oh, indulge me. 'Cause when you stay, I can barely breathe. Honey, won't you stay? Won't you let me in? I can feel the fire burning underneath your skin. Hold you like gold, compliment your sin. I just wanna fall in love with you, maybe again. Honey, won't you stay? Stay. Oh, I just wanna hold you now. Let go, give me all your doubts. I want all your imperfections. Rose closing, no baby, please stay. Honey, won't you stay? Won't you let me in? I can feel the fire burning underneath your skin. Honey, won't you stay? Won't you let me in? I can feel the fire burning underneath your skin. Hold you like gold, compliment your sin. I just wanna fall in love with you, maybe again. Honey, won't you stay? Stay. Honey, won't you stay? Stay. Honey, won't you stay? Stay. Honey, won't you stay? Thank you so much.
OMG, Liko, that was incredible.
Beautiful.
I think so. Even Miss Vicki Sampson over there applauding you. Oh, that is just amazing. Amazing, Liko. That was fantastic. And you know what's nice about this? Actually seeing you perform at home, a cappella, with no one there, no production, nothing, proves that you can sing. You see?
Thank you very much. Well, I hope so. I hope I can sing.
No, but you know what? You know that you can. You are incredible. And when you start singing, I think we all feel it. It gives us goosebumps. So this
I'm
is
glad.
fantastic.
I'm glad. I'm just so happy to be part of such a great cause. Kudos to you. This is amazing. And let's hope this grows from strength to strength.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of it. So there you have it, Liko. Carl Wastie, that was absolutely fantastic. I'm sure you thoroughly enjoyed that too. Many others. It was nice actually just seeing everyone knitting and tuning in and seeing everyone going just live as we cross and, you know, just obviously bring everyone's screens up to the front and just show us what we're doing, which is just absolutely incredible. Liko, thank you very, very much. I look forward to seeing the platinum blonde hair. Hey?
I think so. I hope you're going to like it. I hope my dad likes it. I hope I'll be welcome back into the house. We'll see.
Don't worry. Listen, all I'm going to say is all you'll need to do is sing that song, Honey, Let Me In, and many ladies will welcome you in. So just, I can guarantee that.
Amazing.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very, very much. So let's take a look. Thank you so much to Liko. Let's move along. I know we've chatted a little bit about, I mentioned earlier on that there are so many different things that knitting allows. It has so many health benefits as well. And this is something that I mentioned last year. Believe it or not, knitting has just incredible health benefits. It has been known scientifically. It lowers your blood pressure, for one. It lowers your heart rate. Last year, it has been proven to also reduce loneliness and isolation. It reduces anxiety and depression, and it just allows for general sense of well-being, which I think we can all relate to. I think as we're sitting there knitting, and this is one of the nice things, while you are knitting, you can do so many different things. You can actually just watch TV. You can listen to people perform. You can actually participate in this great knitathon. So thank you very, very much. Now, my next guest is another incredible gentleman. He lets us laugh really loud. I know every now and then he also steals some of my flow jokes. I know he won't admit it, but sometimes he does. Sometimes he does. Let's welcome the one and only Mr. Marc Lottering. Let's wave our wall. You can clap hands wherever you are. Mr. Lottering, welcome. I know you've been YouTubing how to knit this week.
I have been YouTubing how to knit, and what I've discovered in the process is the serenity prayer. You must accept what you can't do. You know, God grant me the wisdom to change the things I can and to accept the things I cannot change. I had this for, 3 days, I think. And I want to disagree with you, Tracey. You say a mens kan dit doen while you are watching TV. Every time I looked away from this thing, and when I went back to the needle, it was empty again and there was wool all over the place. So I have new respect for people who can knit. And I must also add that in certain circles in Cape Town, knitting is a very, very different phrase. It's basically what a couple can do on honeymoon. So I never thought the day would come and I would announce to the world, ek kan nie knit. But ek kan nie knit. You know, so, but I'm excited. I have these needles. And I'm not, there's no ways I'm going to make a scarf. I'm definitely going to buy a scarf. But what I'm making at the moment is probably an eye patch.
Okay. So you... But if you can bring that my way, maybe I can attach it to mine. Carl Wastie is also having a joy there. So it's not even going to be a mask. We're looking at an eye patch.
It's an eye patch because, you know, one must operate in your own lane. And I will not feel the pressure. Saskia kan maar kom met haar haberdashery, whatever that word is that she used. There is no way that she legitimately started this thing when we started it. She doesn't even, she's got like a whole carpet in her hand that she's just, you know, a very higher grade way, just flaunting it in our faces. But I will not take that pressure. I am who God created me to be. I will stay in my lane. I'm very happy with my eye patch. It might not be haberdashery Saskia, which is my new word for things that are outside of my box. But I just think this is a great thing. And it's wonderful to see everybody knitting in the true sense of the word as you've invited us to knit. Yeah.
Hulle brei regtig vandag. Dis wat hulle doen. Hulle brei ordentlik wat vir my absoluut fantasties is. Nou kyk Marc Lottering, ek weet jy het jare terug vir Mandela ontmoet.
Yes, and my mag skud nou nog as ek daaraan dink. I like to call it a meeting. It was a passing by, but as you tell the story at the braai, it becomes more and more personal because we lie when we make up stories. So by the end of it, by the time I go tell the 10th person, it was now Mandela begged to hug me. But I was doing a gig and hy het verby my gestap because he was watching my set. And then he came, and you know, when somebody like Madiba talks to you, you imagine all the things that you would say, maar toe die man met my praat, en hy sê vir my, you must please come and visit me on a Sunday afternoon with tea, and you must tell me your funny stories. Me, with my matric with exemption, I thought I would have full sentences. Ek staan, and years later, of course, you think, you know, what did that man think of me? But speechless. And I think many of us would be speechless when you're in the presence of such an icon, which is why this is such a wonderful initiative. We need to continue the great Madiba's legacy. Ons doen nie regte ding. We have to continue that.
Thank you very much, Marc. I appreciate that. Really, I do. And I actually believe the fact that Madiba asked to hug you. I will believe that.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tracey. It was, for me, it was like a haberdashery moment.
We are never going to forget that. That will be the word of the day, haberdashery.
Haberdashery, darling. Vast haberdashery.
Vast haberdashery. Ek hou daarvan. Sherlyn also there, but lekker saamlag is op haberdashery. Sherlyn also knitting over there. And it seems we have a guest. I see we've got Susan standing by to chat to us. Susan. Let's wait until we have Susan ready on the cameras while Sherlyn is showing us how she's knitting. I'm very impressed, Sherlyn. Sy sukkel glad nie daar nie. Sy's on it. Susan, is Susan ready? If Susan isn't ready, I think maybe we can actually just chat to Sherlyn and hear how that is going. Sherlyn?
Hi, Tracey Lange. How are you, gorgeous?
I am so good. Thank you very much for also knitting along.
Do you know what? I was so late. I thought that I was going to miss it because I know everyone wants to get knitting with Tracey. So I'm very happy to have my spot. And thanks for the Olika goodie bag.
You are so welcome. And now apparently you found out that there's the fidget spinner and what the purpose of the fidget spinner is. So that is very good. There, Carl Wastie will show you yet again. If you missed it, Sherlyn, don't worry. You can actually just watch the video again because we will upload it this coming Sunday, which will be Mandela Day. So there we go. Carl Wastie showing us very, very nicely. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Carl Wastie. That's very, very kind of you. Great. So, Susan, let's see if Susan's ready. If she's not, lekker lag, Marc. Marc never knew what the purpose of a fidget spinner was. No idea. Okay, so we've got Susan Jefter is now ready to chat to us. Susan, welcome. Okay, Susan, can you hear us? Don't worry, if we can't get hold of her, not a problem. I know there's someone else also who is knitting. We see her on TV quite often. She contacted me in the week and she said, Tracey, I need to knit along. How do I sign up? I said, we can make it happen. Ons sien haar op Arendsvlei daagliks hande plaatjies.
Hello.
Hello, Hunter. I am so impressed to see that you also know how to do this knitting business.
Okay, let's be honest. I can only knit a scarf. And I think I should give all my attention to you before I make another mistake that I don't know how to fix. I made a mistake somewhere and I don't know how to fix it.
That's fine. Don't worry. There's no such thing as a mistake in knitting, okay? It's all just air holes. It's air vents. It's for the air to come through and we must keep this in mind, especially now in this time. But Hunter, ek moet vra, daai prypen is baie groot, né?
It is. So my mom gave this to me and then she was like, no, it knits very easy, don't worry. And then I started and it does knit easily. I'm not even going to lie. So I was taught by my grandma how to knit and I was about 6 years old, but it was on these little steel, I don't even know what you call them, but it was this size and that thing was vol gaten. Vol gaten. But we moved.
Is that maybe the tolletjie brei? Wasn't that the tolletjie brei? Because I know Petrus Botha mentioned earlier on tolletjie brei, but he didn't exactly know how to do it himself.
Tracey, if I tell you I go as far as scarves, then believe me, I go as far as scarves.
I'll take that. But thank you for joining us today, Hunter. Yes,
no worries. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. It's great to have you here. Marc, Lottering net gou vinnig. Weet jy wat 'n tolletjie brei? Okay, wait. We need to unmute Marc Lottering there quickly.
I'm unmuted.
Yeah.
Tolletjie brei. I just heard the word now for the first time, and I imagined what it possibly could be, but I prefer to discuss it with a few other people over the weekend, and I'm sure I'll be able to tell you on Monday, and I'll share it with Carl exactly what tolletjie brei is. But
thank you.
I'm walking away from this thing with so many words now. It's haberdashery, and now it's a tolletjie brei. This is an amazing day.
It is fantastic. You see, we educate while you knit. It's just fantastic. Mrs. Ingrid Jones, maybe Mrs. Ingrid Jones knows what tolletjie brei is. Let's see where she is, if she's still knitting along with her daughter Malaika. Perhaps they could tell us. If not, don't worry, we can find a way. Someone will be able to tell us what tolletjie brei is. I'm sure there is someone who is knitting along at this moment wat ook al lekker getolletjie brei het, né? Ek is seker daar's baie mense wat al dit gedoen het ook. Very easy way to learn how to knit. Blykbaar, dis wat ek gehoor het. Te brei maak Lottering, not to knit. Om te brei, okay? And knit in the proper sense of the word. Okay, so we had Hunter Plaatjies, nou sy is van Anisvlei, wat net vinnig ingeskakel het, wat saam met ons brei, absoluut lieflik. En dan is daar iemand wat ons ook daagliks lekker laat lag. Hy het 'n hele paar alter egos, een van hulle is Auntie Betty. Maar ons ken hom natuurlik ook as Wade van Suidooster. Sy naam is Dean Smith. Dean, welkom!
Hallo Tracey.
Jene wag, ons fokus hard, mense. Fokus hard.
Good day.
Good day. Okay, hoe lyk die breiery daar, Dean?
En daar?
Maar Dean, ek dog julle mense van Mamasbree kan lekker brei.
Ja, nee, ek brei graag, maar ons het nie penne nodig om te brei nie.
Okay, ek verstaan nou. Julle doen 'n hele ander tipe brei. Brei. So Dean, het jy nog nooit in jou lewe gebrei nie?
Nee, ek het actually gebrei. Ek het ekskuus tog. Ek het gebrei toe ek jonger was, het my ma gereeld gesit en brei. En dan soos every now and then het ons vir haar gehelp om net vir onsself besig te hou en ons het die katte kwaad te hou. Dus ons saam met haar gebrei het. Net so vir die fun. Maar ek is saam met Mrs. Jones op die ene, die wol is nogal dun, jong.
So sukkel jy 'n bietjie?
Ja, en ook, ek het nog 'n paar keer oor begin, want as ek het oor sit op die tweede pen, dan hy's te styf, ek knit te styf. En dan kan ek hom nie lekker afskryf op die breipen nie.
Okay, jy moet losser brei, want ek sien jy fokus baie hard. Carl Wastie sit hy maak asof hy baie ernstig brei, maar hy sit en lag meer. I hope you're going to have more rows. Carl, how many rows have you?
What are you talking about? Okay. I am listening to good conversation. I'm listening to the new words we've learned. And Dean, look at it. It's very, very simple, my friend. I actually started over just to make sure that you know exactly how to do it. There we go. That's my.
You started over.
Yeah, I had to start over because you came on and you said you needed some help there. And I saw you got a quite a stiff braid. So I just wanted to help you there.
Yeah.
I mean, like me, you should have just asked Tracey to start your first your eerste steek. She would have definitely helped you there.
No, ek kan die eerste steek gee. Daai was fine. Is as ek aan een steek dan raak hy 'n bietjie styf op die ander breipen.
There, you see, when you did the swing of that thing as well, but I also agree with you. When you give us dental floss to braid with, it's very difficult to actually do a complete piece in 67 minutes. Yeah, because this is not 67 years for Madiba.
Exactly. Dis garing.
But you must try. So now you must knit for 67 years. From this point forward, knit. Arme Heather Kutuza lag lekker aan die ander kant daar. Dien, ek weet jy het nogals baie interessante planne vir groot dinge wat jy baie graag wil brei eendag. Wat wil jy graag brei?
Ja, ek gaan 'n gordyn brei. En dan gaan ek ook nog aanbrei en dan ek wil ook diertjies maak. Maar ek wil 'n koei maak sodat ek kan sê ek het 'n Jersey koei gebroei.
Oh wow.
Ja, happy Friday.
You see, it is Happy Friday. Oh, Dean, vandag was die jokes next level. Okay, so you all know I'm known for my flow jokes on a Friday. Really flow jokes. They are fantastic. Today I was crying in the studio. I was really crying with the jokes. I was een wat deurgekom het, iemand het gesê, ek wil ook soos in die movies wees. Ek wil in 'n taxi klim en sê, follow that guy. Maar ek moet wag tot die taxi vol is.
Ai, Anna.
See, Carl Wastie lag hy, maar Dean, ons ignoreer hulle. Hulle kan maar net nie lag nie, net soos wat hulle kan. Net.
Ek dink ons moet ek is klaar met die een. Ek dink ons moet ek het nog gekyk hoe's al die mense brei en I was like not a chance. Die mense het lang goedes wat hulle brei, so lang gordyne en so. En toe sien ek, okay, you know what? There's always people that's there to inspire and to show that you're not alone. So I just want to say thank you to Carl for showing that I'm not alone in struggling and just, you know, taking my time. And, you know, jy het my gewys. Ek dink ons moet almal jerseys brei en vir hom gee sodat hy nie meer kaal hoef te wees nie.
Oh, wow.
That was a lick. You see, that's the Afrikaans you must speak to me, Tracey. Dean, it's suiwer, it's vlot soos 'n robot. Baie dankie, meneer. Also, the first time Tracey asked me to come and brei with her, I was like, natuurlijk. That's fine. I didn't know. But now I know that it's this. But now I'm suckling with that swing of the thing. But it's fine. You know what? I'm here because I think it's beautiful to see everybody. You know, it's not escapism. We're not oblivious to what is happening in our country right now. But what we are showing is within our own capacity, we're knitting together what could be a solution to something, a jersey or something for someone that's less fortunate. It could be a scarf. It could be for Saskia, a double duvet. It doesn't matter, you know, as long as we are doing our thing. So it's and also, I don't know why she got the thick wool, Tracey. Maybe you want to address that as well. I don't get why
Saskia,
she had to get...
Saskia, you are not going to live this down. I do apologize. Listen, it's so lekker to see everyone knitting along. And you know, Carl, that is the thing. And I think that was my point last year, especially when we were all feeling so despondent at the start of lockdown, going, what's going to happen, is actually just often do something. If you do something as simple as just knitting one scarf, because that's eventually what I said. I go, just knit one scarf. And even if you don't get it to me, but you get it out to someone else in need in your community, perhaps it's your neighbor that really needs it, you actually start feeling like I'm doing something. Because how many times do we go, I wish I could do more. I wish I could do something. And then now you can do that. So that is what makes this absolutely incredible, which makes it even better. And I thoroughly appreciate the fact that all of you are tuned in and you are knitting too. So let's take a look. We've got Martine Ryder actually tuned in as well. She is from Moya Yarn. And they were the ones who supplied the incredible yarn too. Let's see if she can chat to us right now. All the way from Somerset West, making sure that we are all knitting and they've handed out the yarn. Hello, Martine.
Hello.
Welcome. How is Somerset West looking today?
It's great. Snow on the mountains, so it's a bit chilly, but it's a lovely day today, actually. It's been cold this week.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I know it was beautiful. I was in Sampson West just the other day and I went, oh, this looks so glorious. Let's speak a little bit about Moya Yarn. You are quite a small business.
Yes, we are a small business. We're a mother and daughter team. And we've got a few of our yarn princesses that work for us. So yeah, no, we started off small and grew from there. But yeah, no, we're doing well. Keeps us busy.
Absolutely. And you're keeping everyone else busy as well. So thank you very much for making sure that. Absolutely. And all the yarn that's been distributed. Thank you, Hester and Martine. We really do appreciate it. Now, okay, let's move on to our next guest. We already had Dean Smith from Suidooster. Hy fokus nog baie hard. Hy sukkel, mense.
Dankie. Ja, nee, ek gaan maar. So leer ons almal.
So leer ons almal.
Ek maak leer 67 nuwe woorde per dag. 2 down.
So now let's move on to our next guest. There we are. Yes.
I think we need to hear from someone from the public. This is the beauty of Genitted. We knit everyone together. Is it groot name soos Marc, soos Dean, Jawaahier het ek gesien, sy is ook aan die mix, Mrs. Jones. Maar ek dink ons moet hoor van iemand van die publiek.
Asseblief.
Divine kom soos 'n baie divine person. So ek dink ons moet vir haar inbring en 'n bietjie met haar chat. Wat dink jy, Tracey?
Ek hou baie daarvan. Kom ons gesels met Divine. Divine, hallo.
Hallo Tracey. Eerstens, ek is so excited om hier te wees. Kan julle my hoor?
Ja, ons kan.
Ja, ek is van George. Ek sit huidigelik in my woonstel, lockdown, maar ja, ek brei graag gedurende wintertyd beanies en dan deel ek dit maar uit soos in ons ouete huise en jy weet, daai tipe van ding. So ja, hier is ek besig om nou reeds een klaar te maak. Ek het al 6 weg, so ja, ek het 'n bietjie gecheat. So.
Ag, dis glad nie 'n probleem en dis wonderlik. Divine, baie dankie. You are doing divine work. Let's call it that.
Thank you so much. Thank
really
you very
incredible.
much.
Thank you. And thank you for being tuned in today. It's so lekker to have you all. See, not just Cape Towners from everywhere. Ek geniet dit verskriklik baie. Divine, jy moet veilig wees en stuur vir ons foto's van al die beanies en alles wat jy gebrei het.
I will do just that. Thank you, Tracey. Stay well and be safe.
Thank you very much, you too, but still stay tuned in. We're still going to be here for a while. Our next guest, die wind het haar ook lekker ingewaai, Jawaahier Petersen.
Hallo, salam alaikum.
Salam, hoe lyk jou breiwerk vandag?
Okay guys, I'm from Athlone, so ons maak 'n plan. Because as Dean gesê het, ons het nie wol gekry nie, was gaar. Dit was dental floss besigheid. And the thinnest needles, en ek is mos die eerste van linkerpote. Like really, I got a D for needlework in standard 3. Okay, now I'm showing that I'm old enough to be vaccinated. So by saying standard 3. And so I knew it was not going to be my strength, but aanhouwe wen. So here we are. And as the young folk would say, I'm being extra because Asma took 2 different colors and the thickest handplaaitjies naaltjies that I could find.
Ooh.
And so here we are. And this is the rib stitch. And I thank you.
And I thank you because I was going to say, sure, look at the pattern too. Look at that stitch. Yes. Show us that again. Hold it up lekker close to the camera so we can see. Sure.
Rib stitch. So my standard 3 teacher, needlework teacher, all was not lost. It just wasn't my time to shine. Hi Dean, don't be jealous. It's a sin to be jealous.
Ek wil saamstem saam met Dean hierso, want wragtig, Jawaahier,
Rib stitch.
Rib stitch.
Ek gaan nou 'n special stitch proe.
Sy sê van die Athlone het weer 'n ding gejippe of iemand gevra om wat te brei. Nou sê sy dis.
Sy is toe oorgekom Mrs. Jones.
Don't gang up on me.
Hey,
this is sin, julle.
Let's just put that thing closer to the screen so that we can see. Ek sien daar's wat noem mense dit as mense verkeerd brei?
Wat verkeerd brei? Ek weet nie wat.
Is dit
wat?
is verkeerd gebrei is mos.
I don't know, Ingrid. I think I saw a tag on that.
Ek sien 'n label
Rib
daar.
stitch.
Ek het saam met Marc Lottering ons brei maar eye patches. Ons het die dun penne gekry, die ander mense dik penne. Sorry julle, en dik wol.
Hy weet, hulle kan maar Jawaahier, you see, you make a plan. Ek hou baie daarvan. Maar kan ek net gou vinnig noem that you also knitted a scarf last year when I started this knit met Tracey Lange. You went, Tracey, I found knitting needles and I'm knitting. And that's what you did last year.
Yes, no, but thankfully I worked before this in my social work career. Elke jaar we did a Wool for Wonders campaign and we knitted. And so about 10, 12 years ago, all the teachers got together to teach this linkerpoort now how, because, you know, to opposite mirror image to learn. And so I just rolled out my skills that I've been gathering over years, Dean. You'll get there, don't worry. I've been gathering over years. En hier sê nou met my weight, 10. I got a size 10 needle. Het julle geweet? Penne het sizes.
Hulle het niks geweet nie. Hulle het eers geweet van 'n rib stitchie. Kom ons noem dit maar net.
But you know what is beautiful? You know what is beautiful, Tracey? Because my kids, you know, mommy's a social worker. I always say charity begins at home.
Yeah.
So my son said, now you're knitting for other people. Now what about home? Where's my scarf? So simultaneously moet ek nou ook stitch. And my 8-year-old boy, you know, we're turning whole gender dynamics and traditional roles on its head. In between YouTubing Pokemon and Harry Potter, het hy nou gister aange-YouTube, knitting for beginners. And then my anxiety went up because of the sharp ends of these needles and what to call, but then we made a plan. We had chopsticks at home. So behind me here on this couch is my 8-year-old knitting with chopsticks. Roddy?
Oh my goodness. How lovely is that?
Because it's small enough for the little hands and the ends are not sharp. So it's baby proof.
This is fantastic. I love this, Jawaahier. You see, getting the whole family involved as well, from as young as 8. Just fantastic. Yes, wonderlik. Al aan lekker brei, dame.
Yes, ek kan.
Jawaahier, dit is 'n hele opstel vertel van hoe sy gemaak het, maar sy het gejippel. Want kyk, hy kan dit haar gehelp van agter die couch af, né? Marc, please. These people there with these words like the haberdashery people.
Haberdashery.
I swear. So as the needle gets thicker, like the thin needle people, so we are beginners, and the thick needle people are like, they've got the master's degree.
Is not the thick needles is actually for the beginners. It is the thick. But look, mine is also thin. Look here, look here, look here. You see?
Listen, there's a woman on here who's knitting with her fingers. Did you guys see that?
Who is that?
She's knitting with her fingers. I don't know, but I saw her. She was on screen, and she's got one needle and one finger. Now that, people, is haberdashery.
Now that is next level. I like that. Actually, while we find her and try and put her live as well, Vicki, you've got another guest for me, Pamela McAvoy.
Yes, Trace. Now, the reason, like Mrs. Jones is scrutinizing everyone, I'm scrutinizing who epitomizes being knit together the most. And this family, it looks like family and friends. Pamela, I think they're ideal. If you can see their picture, they look absolutely beautiful. Spanwerk, teamwork. Take it away, Trace. I think you must chat to Pamela.
Pamela, kom ons kyk hoe lyk. Ek dink ek ken haar hele groep wat daar saam gesit het.
Ja, ons is die sisters. Ek is Pam. Hier is Denise, jou mami se vriendin.
Ja, ek ken haar goed.
Wendy, my oudste suster. Die Israel, die jongste. En die tweede oudste.
Ag man, dis dan. En hoe oud is jy? Waar pas jy in die hele equation?
Ek is tweede jongste. Ek en Heather is basies dieselfde ouderdom.
Okay, sy sê nou Heather, sy praat eintlik nou lekker van familie van my. So sy ken die familie baie goed. Maar dis lekker dat julle saam brei. Waar sit julle in Furgrove?
Ons is in Furgrove, ja, by Wendy se huis.
Ag, lekker.
Ek het gekom om vir hulle ook deel te maak van die span.
Ag, ek waardeer dit, Pamela, regtig baie dankie. Now you see, this is what I like, is that people are going, you know what, I want to include everyone, so let me just drive to my family members and make sure everyone can tune in, which is so enjoyable. Really, I appreciate it greatly. Now, of course, let's bear in mind that there's another guest that I had earlier on wat al lekker vroeg saamgesels het. Sy het vir Lee Cole gesien en onmiddellik gesê, "Oh, fantasties, she loved his singing." And now we get to welcome her, Vicki Sampson.
Hello, hello.
Vicki Sampson. Vicki, welcome. Oh my word, you are also knitting. Ek hoor Marc Lottering het ook na jou toe gekom en gesê, "O, genigtig, Vicki, ek is baie bekommerd oor die breisake."
Hy het indeed, maar ek het die verkeerde end van die knitting needle gekry, because in die eerste plek het ek my kit 'n bietjie laat gekry. Nou ek het nie uit die boks uit gedink so sekere mense hier op die panel met hulle ekstra brain cells nie, om te gaan self wol en naalde koop en lankal 2 weke terug begin het. Nou sit ek maar nou hier met so 'n stukkie en ek moet net sê my memories of knitting is not very good. Takes me back to my primary school days. I think I did manage to complete a jersey. Remember that wonderful green wool we were given, or the orange, or that blue? So I ended up actually finishing a green jersey at some point, but I just hated knitting. I just didn't appeal to me. But I must say, sitting here now, and it's the first time I pick up needle and wool, I mean knitting needles and wool in very many years. And I can actually identify with what you were saying earlier, Tracey, that it's actually relaxing. And I think I'm actually going to finish this, whatever it is. It's starting out like a kind of a scarf move. I didn't realize that a person needs so many stitches to make a scarf. So I was regretting it earlier because my left hand is actually paining now already. But I'm going to try and incorporate some other colors. But thank you for this amazing initiative.
Thank you so much for participating. I mean, it's exactly like you're saying, because at school, I remember I didn't like knitting either. And then starting this last year, realizing now that I actually always since last year, I always have a set of knitting needles with me, and I have wool just to make sure that I can always occupy myself. You know, in this industry, it's always a hurry up and wait. There's always a moment where you just sit and then you wait for things to happen. And now I can always sit and knit. But Vicki, a couple of weeks ago, I chatted to you not only at Studio 3, but I also chatted to you on KFM for a brand new song that you have now released that was written by the one and only Marc Lottering. Let's speak about that.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, thank you, Tracey, for hosting me on that particular day. Marc and I go back so many years, and you know, he's for me one of my most favorite people in the whole wide world. Wat jy sien is wat jy kry met Marc. And such a lovable, down-to-earth person. And I love being in people like that company. You know, I don't have time for airs and graces and for fakeness. There's no time for that in this life after all. So Marc, when he approached me with a song, which he composed in December of last year, with another singer in mind, the person unfortunately didn't come to the table. And then when he approached me, by the time he approached me, I think it was the end of March or sometime around there, I was at a very low ebb. And I must point this out because, you know, people think that our lives as creatives, as artists is very glamorous, which it is, but only when we're on stage and only when we in interview mode and work mode, because it's our work, you know. Many people don't realize that as the performers and as the entertainers of our nation, we are real, we are human, we have the same sadness, the same joys, the same needs as everybody else. So psychologically, it's been very traumatic for our entire industry because we've all been affected by COVID. So when Marc gave me the song, you know, I was just so impressed by within a week of us agreeing that I'm singing the song, within 2 weeks from that, I was in studio and actually doing the vocals. And what an amazing experience. And then the video happened. And I must just say also between him and Anwar McKay, you know, they have invested so much money and resources and effort into this particular song and video. And I would just love to see them getting some, you know, some more gain out of this. And Marc is an incredible composer, actually. We're probably going to hopefully be doing a follow-up soon. But I really think that we need to look into the history of our nation and not supporting South African artists fully, as we should be doing, Tracey, on our airwaves, on our television, with business and everything. And I know I'm an old activist. My activism daar kom van 'n Nova Park se daar af. toe ek nog baie jonk was. En daai activist in my het nou weer uitgekom oor die afgelope 6 jaar of so, want ek dis mos nou met TUMSA, the Trade Union for Musicians of South Africa, we are, you know, fighting the battle for artists. I'm talking a lot now, but I'm just trying to get it as
you know what, Vicki? Dis omdat jy altyd so lekker praat. You always chat so lekker and you're always so passionate, and that's why it's always so good. One can always just keep listening to you. But actually, we would like you to sing a verse and a chorus of that new song.
I thought so. Therein lies the rub. You see?
Come on, give it to us. I know you can. You can even use your knitting needles as the mic if you want.
Okay, I'll pretend it's my microphone today. Mark, are you listening?
Marc is there.
Acapella. Hello, Carl Wastie. Love you, baby. Okay, I'm just going to sing
I love you more.
verse.
Yeah, go for it.
Love you, Carl.
Would you like applause? I got applause for you. Here we go.
Yay. Thank you. Sing a happy song, you say, but do you know how I really feel? Sing a happy song, you say, but do you care to see the real me? I'm gonna slow this one down. I hope you don't mind, 'cause baby, here's my heart on my sleeve. This isn't enough. I want more than this. God knows I've tried, gave you more than my best. This isn't enough. I need so much more. See me walk out the door. This isn't enough.
Vicki, Sampson, incredible. Definitely what we needed as we almost end this session. It's almost been the end of 67 minutes. But before we wrap up, let's see who else we can chat to very quickly is there. I see Heather Gutuza is there. I just want to see if Heather would like to chat to us very quickly and find out where Heather is from and what her reason is for knitting. Heather, welcome. Where are you from?
Tracey, I'm from Lottering.
You from
And last year, during lockdown, I was very bored and I decided that I'm going to start crocheting caps for babies. And so far, I've donated over 200 caps to hospitals such as Tygerberg Hospital, Red Cross Hospital, and a hospital in George. And from there, I've YouTubed some patterns. I've made
breaking up just a little bit.
And booties, and yeah, so I've been very busy, as you can.
I like that. Those are beautiful. Heather, thank you so much. Heather from Lottering. It's actually almost time for us to wrap up. Thank you again to everyone that has tuned in. Just remember, this has been recorded today and we will be making it available this season. I was muted. Okay, there we go. Unmuted again. But this recording will be available on YouTube. We will be sharing it this coming Sunday because Sunday is Mandela Day. It is the actual day where we aim to go out and just reach out and pay it forward and assist those in need. And I don't think we need it any more than we currently do. We know the state of the nation. We know how we are all feeling. I think we've all been very, very sad this past week. We've been in pain, and I think many of us have tried to be as positive as we possibly can. And I think this is possibly one way to do it. Just keep knitting. Who knows where all of this might end up, but we will let you know where you can drop off all your goodies by the end of July towards the start of August. Thank you. Thank you to all our guests, each and every guest. Thank you. Thank you. Vicki, Marc, Dean, Jawaahier, Ingrid, Liko, Hunter, everyone else, everyone here, all of you tuning in from wherever you are. Thank you. This is going to be the start. Carl mentioned it earlier on that we are hoping to make this so much bigger even next year, getting even more people involved to knit so that we can help and keep people warm. So Carl Wastie, I just want to touch on this before we say goodbye, something you shared earlier on in this week, I think it was on Tuesday, where you said things are really, really tough at the moment. And there was a prayer that you said. And it's a prayer that many people don't realize that we often sing along. The moment there's a huge rugby match, we sing along to that prayer. If anything big happens, we sing this prayer. But many people don't realize what it means.
Yeah. I think it was the reason why I did it was because you should look no further than your own national anthem to find out how much we've gone through, how much we've fought for in this country. And with all the fighting around, I thought that people were going through the biggest mental health crisis of their entire lives, given the fact that there were so many things happening around. You've got COVID on the one side, you've got taxi violence on the other side, you've got looting in Durban and Johannesburg on that side, then you've got your personal problems, you've got financial issues, and everything kind of compounds. And we're only human. And I just thought that it would be necessary for me to take the beautiful languages and not take anything away from the languages, but just to break it down into English so the entire anthem is completely understood the next time you sing it to any sort of, the national event, or perhaps even to your family while you're sitting there and you're looking at them. I thought it was so beautiful. So if I may, I actually would love to do this prayer again for everybody here, and to thank each and every one of you for being who you are and for supporting with such conviction today, and knowing that it's not just about knitting, but it's about something far greater. It's about unity and showing that we can assemble in a way that is not destructive, but constructive. So here's my prayer. You can bow your head if you want to. Alternatively, you can just take a listen and share this with other people that you may know and may need a bit of inspiration. But it goes like this. Lord, bless Africa. May her glory be lifted high. Hear our petitions. Lord, bless us, your children. Lord, we ask you to protect our nation, intervene and end all conflicts. Protect us. Protect us. Protect our nation. Protect South Africa. Ringing out from our blue heavens, from our deep seas breaking round, over everlasting mountains, where the echoing crags resound. Sounds the call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land. Amen.
Amen. Carl Wastie, thank you very, very much for that. And thank you again to everyone for tuning in today. It has been incredible. This was so much greater than I even could have imagined. I had an idea. I knew what I would have wanted out of this day, but this was 20 times greater. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And continue knitting, or continue just doing the right thing, because often just doing the right thing is the good thing. So have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. And whatever it is that you get up to for Mandela Day this coming Sunday, just make sure that you stay safe. Use your fidget spinners as well. I can't waste you there. And don't forget, this will be shared online on YouTube this coming Sunday, but you can watch it. It will be on the KFM 94.5 Facebook page. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care.
KFM 94.5